Around the Ozarks is now on your FM radio. Listen to Around the Ozarks mornings with Grace Gooley as I spotlight local people, stories, and podcasts, all while playing the country legends of the 90s and the hit makers of the 2000s. It's on the Ozarks Best Country, 105.1 The Bull. It's time for Around the Ozarks News, sponsored by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Thompson Sales, Advanced Car Care, Smouse Brothers, and United Plumbing. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Forhetz.
Hey there, good morning to you on this Monday, start of a new work week. And boy, it was a somber weekend around the Ozarks, and that is where we begin the news this morning.
Yeah, in Ozark, thousands of people gathered on Saturday at James River Church to honor fallen Christian County deputies Gabriel Ramirez and Michael Hyslop. Sheriff Brad Cole from Christian County called them devoted public servants, husbands, and fathers who made the ultimate sacrifice. Deputy Ramirez was shot on Monday of last week during a traffic stop near Highlandville. Then came the manhunt and standoff. Deputy Hyslop was killed hours later there while trying to reach some wounded officers during that manhunt. A procession lined with community members stretched from James River Church all the way through Ozark with flags waving in a light rain that later gave way to a double rainbow. Quite a sight. It was beautiful. Both men were Army veterans and Ozark High School graduates. We also know Christian County Deputy Joshua Wall has been released from Cox South Hospital. He was shot in that altercation as well in the leg during the manhunt. Webster County Deputy Austin McCall, who was shot 4 times, remains hospitalized but is reportedly improving after surgeries. Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe ordered flags at half staff over the weekend, and Greene County continues to honor the 2 fallen deputies.
And really, that's what much of the Ozarks did over the weekend. It was amazing to see the people lining the streets, so many people at the funeral service, broadcast on television on KY3. I know a lot of people participated by watching that. It was an emotional time for sure. And just the number of law enforcement there was incredible. There had to be at least 1,000 officers.
Easily.
There.
I know, it was wild. I mean, Ethan and I went to the funeral and they released the law officers first to go outside. And I mean, I think more than half of the room got up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was powerful for sure. Also in the news on this Monday, heads up for your driving this week, and for not just this week, for a while, for the next few months. From now through June, in fact, you can expect overnight lane closures on Chestnut Expressway in Springfield. Road crews will be working from 7 p.m. to 7 in the a.m. on pavement repairs as well as resurfacing there. Traffic will be reduced to 1 lane where crews are present. And again, the work is scheduled today through June. Okay. And a major milestone for local health care. A pediatric hospital operated by St. Louis Children's Hospital has officially launched inside Cox Health. The newly licensed inpatient unit is now open at Cox South, bringing specialized children's care closer to families here in Southwest Missouri. The partnership with Washington University Medicine will expand access to advanced treatment without families having to travel back and forth up to St. Louis. A separate specialty care center is also under construction on East Primrose. Completion of that is expected next year.
Okay. In Stone County, a new ambulance station opens today on Highway 13 in Branson West. The station will start with 1 ambulance and 2 crew members with room to expand in the future. Voters approved the tax-supported district in 2024, and officials say the goal is to cut response times and better serve communities like Branson West and Kimberling City. A quick reminder from the Greene County Assessor, today is the deadline to file your personal property tax assessment. Because the original deadline fell on a Sunday, Greene County residents have until the end of the day today to get that information in. You can file online, by phone, or in person at the historic Greene County Courthouse. You will have to report vehicles, boats, business equipment, and other taxable property by today to avoid the late penalty.
I'm going to have to check on that because I think I did it already, but I don't know that for sure because I seem to recall last year when I got the thing, I just did it then. But since I do it every year, I don't know if it was last year or the year before. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean because I keep books about like you keep books. So yes, I understand.
Well, that's why we got our power shut off a while back. Because
And it's why I lived without power for the first week of my life in my actual career when I was trying to be cute on TV every day.
Yeah, it's amazing. We're still active and still doing it. It's crazy.
I don't even know how we survived to get as old as we are.
I don't either. Our
Raised 3 humans too.
poor children. Hopefully they can learn from our mistakes. And
that's the goal.
Yeah. All right. In sports, the St. Louis Cardinals. This was interesting. I think a lot of people are going to have strong reactions to this. I'll withhold mine. The St. Louis Cardinals have signed manager Ali Marmol to a 2-year contract extension that keeps him with the club through at least 2028 and an option for 2029. He's 39 years old. He's led the team for 4 seasons now and is about 500 during that time. He's 2 games above 500, I believe. So, I don't know that that's what the Cardinals are going for. At any rate, what are you going to do? Don't forget, by the way, that this season the St. Louis Cardinals have a new radio home in the Ozarks. It is 1021 The One, the WON. It's a great new sports station for the area. It's going to broadcast every spring training game along with all the St. Louis Cardinals regular season games. And as part of that, they're going to have pregame and postgame shows. So everything you need to know about your St. Louis Cardinals this year on 1021 The One on your FM dial.
At Wonders of Wildlife, Samson, the Atlantic Goliath grouper, has died. So sad. He had been a fan favorite attraction since 2017. He weighed about 250 pounds and lived in the Shipwreck Reef exhibit, and he is no more.
That's a neat video that they have there of Johnny Morris out catching probably Goliath. No, Samson. What's his name?
Well, his name is Samson.
He is a Goliath.
He is a Goliath.
Yeah, but the video of Johnny Morris out catching those giant groupers is that's a neat thing to watch. They have that running at Wonders of Wildlife.
I like the name too.
I wonder how old Samson was. I guess we don't know how old
he's been there since 2017, but yeah, I'm not sure how old he is.
No, you'd have to pack him on quick, which I can relate to. Missouri's trout season is now underway at 3 state parks, including Bennett Springs State Park. Lines went into the water right on the buzzer. What is it? A whistle? A buzzer?
No, shotgun? It's a gun. It's a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on. Haven't you ever been to opening day of trout season? You live in Missouri.
Well, it's your thing. You go to that. Or, when you were a reporter, you went every year and covered it.
I felt like a professional, and I'm not. But as it turns out, I can be taught. And it was so fun.
Did you stand in the water in waders? Because I think that's how you do a live shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello? Yes.
I'm trying to remember that.
Hold on a minute. Here's me doing I have a live shot picture from opening day. Wait a minute.
I don't think it's
up there. Can you see it?
You can't see it.
It's pretty cute, but I'm not going to take it down. It's too hard to put back up even.
That is true. Yeah. Anyway, lines went into the water 6:30 in the a.m. yesterday. Marking a tradition that draws anglers from all across the state fighting for those trout. The season runs through October 31st at Bennett Spring, Roaring River, and Montauk State Parks.
Very good.
Yeah.
Finally, the Gilloys Theater will host a movie matinee on Wednesday featuring the 1984 film 16 Candles. Doors open at 1. The show starts at 2, and there is some pre-show trivia before time, which is always a lot of fun, especially if you're married to a Jeopardy king like Ethan. I'm not one myself. That's why I had to marry one. Tickets, concessions available. Seniors 60 and older get a free combo with a valid ID.
That's an interesting choice because that's an 80s movie. I don't know how many of the folks in the age range that they're going for. They've probably seen it, but they would have been in their, well, when that movie came out, they're probably in their 30s.
Yeah. I don't remember it at all. I've heard of it, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
16 Candles, good soundtrack.
If they play Dumb and Dumber, I'm in. Shawshank Redemption, I'm there.
It's wild how all the movies back in the 80s used to have a soundtrack that they would write songs for the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They did that with Eye of the Tiger for Survivor, or by Survivor for Rocky.
Oh. Yeah.
You know, they're told what the movie is. Ghostbusters. I just heard the story of Ghostbusters, how Ghostbusters was written. That was written like 2 nights before they needed to have it. And
the song, you mean?
Ghostbusters, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think that's true. I was listening to a guy tell stories about songs, and he was talking about movie soundtracks, which used to be a big deal. Now you guys
know why Ethan's good at Jeopardy. I have no idea. Like, useless information goes in one ear and out the other.
Ghostbusters, Ray Parker Jr., and I believe he got sued and they settled because he stole the melody line, or he stole something. A groove from another song.
Well,
but it went to number 1, I believe, and they settled, and he still made a lot of money.
I like the soundtrack from Lion King. I like the soundtrack from what's the one my daughter was singing a couple days ago?
Greatest Showman.
The Greatest Showman. Frozen.
Well, those are all musicals.
Sort of. I don't know.
I'm talking about soundtracks for like Rocky, Back to the Future.
Right.
Those kind of movies.
Yeah.
16 Candles.
Does the Goonies have a soundtrack?
Breakfast Club. That's a great one.
Yes or no on the Goonies?
No. That was a kid's movie.
Truffle Shuffle. Anybody?
No, I don't think so.
Never mind.
All right, let's cut everybody loose on a Monday and let them start their work week.
All right. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, brought to you by Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, The Trailer Ranch, Hewitt Messenger, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. Conditions across the Ozarks this morning are kind of damp. We have temperatures, though, that are starting out above the freezing point. We're in the upper 30s, and we will warm above average today. In fact, I have upper 50s and mainly dry conditions through the middle of the afternoon. Some lingering showers out there this morning. Those will taper off, and then we're going to be left with mainly dry skies through the middle of the day. More rain, though, on the way, and that will be a theme of our week as we head into the new work week here across the Ozarks. So let's dive in this morning, shall we? The headline is that it's a rainy week in the Ozarks. We have some chance for rain pretty much every single day, and moderate to heavy showers are going to be possible at times. This morning, the weather setup is such that there's a stationary boundary draped across the southern part of our counties in Arkansas, and we are likely going to see some persistent rain showers associated with this. Now, on the north side, there's actually winter weather, and there was some wintry mix reported late yesterday evening up in portions of central Missouri, even up toward Lake of the Ozarks. There were some reports of very light sleet and snowflakes mixing in before that changed over into snowfall. For some, it is a soggy start because of the rain that came through last night, but more is on the way, and even more later today. March, it's off to a very active start. It's hard to believe it's the month of March now, but temperatures would indicate that we're starting to warm up. You know, the sun's staying up a little bit longer. We're starting to see those averages come back. This week, even though we have many rain chances in the forecast, I do think temperatures stay above average, and this will lead to very active weather for the beginning of the new month. Today, we're talking about high temperatures, a range depending on who has the rainfall today, but I think in Springfield, we're looking at a high temp right around 58 degrees. It will be very warm overnight tonight with lows falling back into the 40s and 50s. And then we've got high temperatures that could make it into the upper 70s on Tuesday. It looks very mild in the Ozarks, some very warm air for highs and lows, and shower chances look really good every single day, especially as we head closer to the end part of the week. On Thursday, a high chance for rain in the Ozarks again. Multiple of these rounds of rain that come through too are going to carry this potential for heavy rain in the forecast. And there's some thunderstorm activity in my 7-day forecast as well. In fact, some severe weather looks possible as we look at the end of the work week. With this above normal pattern, we have to start talking about that switch to a springtime pattern. And that's exactly what we're seeing in some of the weather models this week. It does appear that severe weather is possible this week on Friday. So it's going to be important to monitor this forecast. Right now, it looks like the Ozarks will be in the impact zone from this. There is a probability of severe weather for us to see some of that in the Ozarks. The key message at this point on a Monday is that the atmosphere will be conducive for thunderstorms and potential severe weather. So just kind of know that in the back of your mind. If you have something going on Friday, you're going to want to check back on this forecast through the week, because the exact track and timing of the system will come into a clearer picture, as well as what impacts we could see and how much moisture could return with these storms. So monitor the forecast. As it gets closer, you can consider making alternative plans for outdoor activities, but I'll be sure to keep you posted on that chance for severe weather for Friday every single day this week. We also have additional rounds of rain even through next weekend. So not only is the first week of March active, the second week looks just as, if not more so, active as well. Very little change in the weather pattern is expected with additional rounds of rain. As I mentioned, the severe potential on Friday, but it looks like raining next weekend too. And this is the rain on top of what's already accumulated from the week. We'll have to start looking for flooding concerns by the weekend, and the potential for thunderstorms may be strong to severe again. So heads up. We're going from drought to too much water, which oftentimes happens to us here in the Ozarks in the spring months. So that's what I'll be looking for here in the first 2 weeks of the month. Around the country, we do have some big headlines this morning in the weather department. There's Arctic air and winter weather for the northern tier of the country. We also have warmer air making national news headlines. That's down in the Southwest and much of the Southern Plains. We've also got unsettled weather in the Pacific Northwest as well as the Rockies. That's occurring today and will taper off as it moves into the plains, eventually bringing more rain to our region as we head closer to the middle of the week. All right, it's time for that Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question for the day. And what did I leave you with last week? It was this. What was the first item intentionally left on the moon by humans that wasn't trash or scientific equipment? Do you think it was A, a family photo, B, a golf ball, C, a feather, or D, a Bible? Do you know? It is actually a family photo. On April 20th of 1972, Apollo 16 astronaut Charles Duke took his first steps on the moon. He was 36 at the time and the youngest human in history to ever walk on that lunar surface. But that is not his only achievement that lives in American history. While he was on the moon, he snapped a photo of a family portrait of him, his 2 sons, and his wife, which remain on the moon to this day. On the back of the photo, he wrote, "This is the family of astronaut Charlie Duke from planet Earth, who landed on the moon on April 20th, 1972. So congrats if a family photo was your guess. Here's the next trivia question for you. What popular snack food was originally created as a sarcasm response to a customer complaining about potato chips being too thick? Do you think it was A, pretzels, B, Saratoga chips, which is a form of potato chip, C, popcorn, or D, nachos? Which one? Originally sarcasm, but still lives on today. Let me know if you have a guess. You can do that at the website. It's aroundtheozarks.com. Thanks so much for listening and starting your week here at Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. I've got a lot coming for you this week in the way of rainfall and severe weather. I'll be here every morning to keep you posted. So I look forward to chatting with you again tomorrow. Thanks to our sponsors, Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, The Trailer Ranch, Hewitt Messenger, and Taylor Grubosh Chevrolet. Have a great one, everybody. We'll chat again tomorrow.